The sky above London was heavy with grey, a solemn mist of spring hanging in the air like a silk veil. Along Whitehall, Union Jack flags fluttered at half-mast, and the scent of poppies wafted gently among the crowds. The Victory in Europe Day commemoration had begun, and the city was holding its breath. The stone steps of Westminster Abbey glistened faintly under the soft drizzle. Royal guards stood motionless, their red coats and polished boots sharp against the weathered stone. The air was still, save for the occasional crackle of cameras and hushed voices of international press, all gathered to witness history replayed in honor. One by one, the cars arrived. The Duke of Sussex stepped out with practiced calm. The Duchess of Cornwall followed in a muted grey ensemble. High-ranking officials and noble figures walked past the Abbey's gates with quiet grace. Yet despite the prestige and attendance, a sense of pause lingered in the air like a page waiting for its final signature. And then, at exactly 11 past the hour, a black car, sleek, polished, and humming silently, rolled to a halt before the grand entrance. The door opened. And out stepped Princess Kate. Gasps didn't escape in sound, but in energy. Even the most seasoned reporters tilted forward, cameras snapping in frenzy. The world stood still for a heartbeat. She wore a coat dress in bold magenta, a shade rarely seen within the walls of royal formality. The fabric clung to her form with precise elegance, flowing down just below the knee, tailored like it had been stitched with intention rather than thread. A small hat, matching in color and texture, sat perfectly angled, adorned with a golden rose brooch, delicate, yet symbolic. Her heels tapped gently against the stone, each step deliberate, every movement choreographed by unspoken confidence. No one had expected Magenta. Not on this day. Not in this place. Not during a ceremony drenched in military blues, somber blacks, and the greys of remembrance. Magenta was vibrant. Daring. A statement, not an accessory. And yet, there she was. Glowing. A royal advisor standing near the Abbey doors blinked twice, then leaned toward another. Did she really wear that?" he muttered. The other didn't respond, his gaze locked on the princess as she passed through the arches like a flame moving through stone. Inside the Abbey, heads turned as she entered. Not out of politeness, but awe. The subtle hum of whispers followed her like ripples on water. She acknowledged none of them. Her eyes forward, her expression serene yet unreadable, the grand marble corridors of Kensington Palace echoed with muted footsteps. Behind every carved wooden door, whispers danced like shadows. The palace staff, trained for discretion, could not help but glance twice at one another, curiosity straining behind composed faces. No official comment had been released. No one had seen Kate since the ceremony. The Magenta had spoken louder than any speech, louder than any royal decree. And it was now haunting every hallway like a perfume no one could forget. At the far end of the private West Wing, the Duchess's study remained locked. Only 2 guards were stationed outside. Inside, the princess stood alone, looking out through the tall window that overlooked the palace gardens. The coat dress had been replaced with a silk robe, but the spirit of it lingered. Her hair fell loose now, her makeup gently wiped away. A letter lay on her desk. Still sealed. The handwriting on the envelope was unmistakable. Queen Camilla. Kate hadn't opened it. Not yet. She had known the Magenta would provoke something, but the silence from the Queen was unexpected. She sipped from a porcelain teacup, the liquid long gone cold. Her thoughts moved faster than the rain that tapped against the glass. She remembered the weight of every eye in that cathedral. The camera flashes. The way Prince William had gently touched her arm after the ceremony, not in affection, but in warning. Was that necessary? He had whispered. She hadn't answered then. She wouldn't now. This wasn't just about color. Not anymore. That evening, while the palace lights dimmed and official schedules settled into evening protocol, an emergency meeting was held in the Queen's private salon at Clarence House. Attending were the Queen, her senior advisors, and Lord Merriweather, the Crown's chief image strategist. "She's clever," Lord Merriweather began, adjusting his spectacles. "Too clever.